Welcome to this episode of Moana Waterpark. Today we're diving into the art of water slide design and theming. From thrilling twists to immersive environments, I'll show you how to create eye-catching slides and transform them into unforgettable attractions with the perfect themes. Stick around for tips on making your slides the star of your park. Let's get into it. We're back in Moana Waterpark, and today we are focusing on adding in some slides. We're basically adding in some more basic slides, and we're waiting for the more intricate ones in another video. So let's make this like a part one. Today I will kind of like let you guys know how to theme a slide in Planet Coaster 2. Because when you go around in other water parks and etc. in real life, a lot of them are not like heavily themed in that way. It's more like the station, like where you enter the slide, that is more likely the big themed superior here. So what I wanted to try to do today was basically trying to add that, but also add in a little bit more flair into these slides here. So basically, as I'm saying, what I'm doing is that I'm doing this body slide as the first one. And as you can see, I kind of duplicate more or less the first one I did. So I have two that are basically identical to each other. And afterwards, I am kind of going in here and adding in some side panels, a little bit of boards to implement this into the slide itself. I found this like a little super cool picture of a spring water park here in Florida that kind of like has this sort of setup, and I thought it would be kind of fun to kind of try to do that myself. So that's basically what we are doing. You are seeing me go back and forth pretty much and like skip through a lot of things, because as you can see right here, this part here was very tedious and it took a long time. So I helped you guys out and skipped the boring part and kind of like just went into the more part where we are almost finished with what I'm trying to do here. So basically, as I say, I'm adding this plank situation here, kind of like it's more like a little catwalk almost, but also not. It won't really go into this sort of style. It has the vibe of it, but it's not really made for being a catwalk, as you know what I'm saying. So I did a little bit of color to the planks here, and then afterwards now I'm doing a little wooden railing that is obviously gonna be part of this as well. And afterwards, when I add all this in, it is looking a lot better already. So, as I said before, I am skipping a lot of the boring parts out and kind of like just giving you guys more of the main thing that I'm doing. Because I'm doing this and then I'm literally just duplicating all the way up to the station as well to give it this sort of super nice feeling. As I say, more like a catwalk railing kind of situation. And maybe in a real life theme park, you would use this as a catwalk for maybe security reasons and stuff. But in any case, as you can see, I'm doing a custom railing here with some wood, and then afterwards we're kind of like skipping and we are almost done with it, as you can see here. It took a little bit of time to do all this, but sometimes that is what the game needs. You need to have patience and you need to be sometimes stubborn as well. But after I kind of added this in, I was like, this is actually looking super good. So I obviously duplicated it, and now we are doing a little pathing situation to go to the slide here. This little slide here will have three. It will have these two, and then I will give it like a little spinny one, because today, as I say, we're focusing a little bit more on the basic slides, and then we're saving the intricate ones for another video, because I feel like I'm gonna add more of those as well later on. Because today we're adding, as I say, this little guy here, and then we're adding a little kid-friendly family zone. So I'm adding this little section here, as you can see, this little stairway, because you have this in a lot of real-life water parks. Obviously, the guest will not do this or use this, and probably most likely clip through it. But sometimes it's all about aesthetic, and sometimes it's about how it looks. So I felt like we needed a little bit of a stairway there as well. So we are building this all the way around the station, kind of like to integrate all this and kind of like getting this fence away, so that's not what you really are seeing. And then afterwards we are just going towards to build a nice little thatch roof on this guy here. And I gotta say, the more I work with the thatch in this game, the more comfortable and the better I get with them. And I think it's super nice that we can actually color them for like whatever color we want, which is really, really nice. The textures are nice. And I just really, really love working with the thatch roof, because in Planet Coaster 1, you know, we had like this it was not a very good thatch roof compared to what Planet Zoo have as well, and Planet Coaster 2. I also would love to get the thatch pieces from Planet Zoo into our game here as well, because they are amazing and we have like so many variants, and I would love to have more variants as well in this game. But anyways, we are doing a little bit of colors here. I actually asked ChatGPT of some colors for the Polynesian kind of theme mixed with Moana, and it kind of gave me these super nice red, yellow and bluish colors for this section here, which I really, really like. But yeah, as I say, let's go back to a little bit to the theming here. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit of wooden supports here. There's not really like they're supposedly keep to hold this completely support. So we also have obviously the original support, but it kind of gives it that little nice rickety kind of vibe, you know. It's not precise, it's just kind of like, it's part of the theme of this slide here, and I feel like this really adds to it, like really, really adds to it. And when we have done with that, I basically just go in and I add in some more support pieces, support beams to these supports here, as you can see here now, to kind of like give it that more rustic look. And I feel like this is super, super nice. It looks very neat and everything just mixes very well together. And that's the whole part of doing theming for the slides here. So yeah, as I say, this is my first kind of like try theming a slide here. And I gotta say, from the parks I've been at, water parks I've been at recently, the theming, as I say, is very more or less towards the zone, the area. And it's a lot of the station has like a little roof, and then you have like a lot of cool signs and a lot of bright colors and stuff like Adventure Island and Aquatica. So it's just to kind of like get your head around it and kind of like trying to mix and match some stuff and don't go overboard. As you can see here, like kind of like I only did kind of like this, and then I just went with the rest of it, just mix and match some foliage and stuff. And what I do like about water parks is that there is a lot of lush, there's a lot of foliage, there's a lot of greenery, and there's a lot of like different angles and like shaping and stuff, and it's really, really fun to work with. And this big green area, as you can see here between everything, is just gonna be terrained with some dirt, and then we're just adding in a little bit of foliage and stuff as well, because we don't really want a lot more stuff in there, and it's okay to have some open areas that people won't be able to see, more or less, you know. So you can kind of like just cover that up with some hedges and some bamboo sticks, as I've done here. We are going over to the last water slide here on this specific area here, and this is going to be like more like a tube slide, but I kind of feel like it adds a lot to it as well. And it's what I said, like I wanted to try incorporate as many basic slides in this video today, because I mean, if we look at a lot of slides, like generally, like a lot of them they're kind of funky, and I'm just kind of going with it more or less to like how I want the slides to be. And we will eventually go in and add a lot more realistic looking slides. I mean, this is kind of like in that sense, but it's going to be a lot better when we get to add in the more intricate slides, which I'm looking much forward to do in Moana Waterpark. Though next time I kind of want to focus on the flat rides. I have a cool idea of adding in a flat ride of the Kokomoras. So we'll see how that goes, and then yeah. But as you can see, we're kind of like done on this specific area. As you saw, we added a little bit of foliage and I covered it up with some rocks to kind of like hide it away from the little grass thing you saw we had. So we went over here to the other section, and here, this is where it gets fun, because here we're adding 5 different slides. As you can see, I'm adding this first, which is basically a little like a kids zone. This is heavily inspired by Aquatica. They have like this huge water splash pad where they have these, I don't know, 8 to 9 small slides, different slides, honestly. And I kind of wanted to do that as well here, and kind of like just getting all of this stuff. So we have something for the little kids section as well. And what I really want this game to have eventually is that like zoning. So you could kind of be like, this slide here or this area is mainly just for kids or toddlers. So you will eventually see mainly the kids being in this pool here, and maybe the parents or whatever lying on a sunbed, or just watching them doing their thing, or just being in the water itself and just wait for them, because that's kind of like a super nice realistic touch you can add as well, right? And I think it works very well like that, and I'm really hoping that we'll get that in a future update, because that would be awesome to kind of like doing some more zoning in that sense. We got all our slides down here. As you can see, I kind of like added the body slides. I added some tubes. I added a see-through tube, like a transparent one. And then I added these where you need a little inflatable ring to it. And it really, really works wonders. So my whole goal here was to kind of like make a rocky kind of slide situation here. And then afterwards we are adding in some stations and stuff, as you saw in the cinematics. And I'm super, super happy for how this turned out, honestly. I do also recolor the slides as well, so they mix good together with the station and everything else. And as soon as we add like foliage and all that stuff, it's gonna be super, super nice. I do regret one thing, is that I didn't add a little water flow going over some of these rocks here, kind of little small waterfall situation. That would be super, super neat to have here, but we might be able to add that in later on. And I know that some places just around the whole park in general are still empty, and some still needs a lot of stuff to fill in, but I am saving all this for other videos on like how to clutter up your parks, how to make shops, how to make food courts. Trust me guys, there is a bunch of stuff that I have planned to do in this Moana Waterpark before we actually go in and start a whole new project of actually making a theme park. But I feel like since this is like still the new thing we're doing, I kind of want to get done with this and figuring all the nips things out, you know. And yeah, so going back to the Polynesian kind of theme and the Moana theme here, is that I found this super nice thatch awning here that really can do wonders if you use it properly here. You know, the Polynesian kind of theme has sometimes these super nice like pointy bits at the end of each house, and I felt like if I add those here, that would actually add so much to it as well. And as soon as I did it, I was like, okay, this is super, super nice. And you can find some inspiration all the way around, like on Pinterest, ArtStation, Google. You can maybe even get Midjourney to do some stuff for you. I don't know if you were one of those that use that, but it's just all about like putting in the theming on how you wanted it to do, match the colors together. And as I said, this theme might be overdone of a water park situation. Like this is already overdone, because these areas in Aquatica, for example, they were very open. It was just very lushy. There was not a roof over it. It was basically just a little ramp that goes up, and then you just went down it. And obviously I was not on it, but my daughter was, and she loved it. And I felt like we needed some stuff of this to have in Moana Waterpark. So we have some for the mature audience, and now we have something for the smaller audience as well. And as soon as I kind of like got to start with the color schemes here, I really felt like this was popping off. Like it was really, really nice. And as you can see, the 4 slides we have here that are kind of like the same color, I do go in and make them more turquoise color scheme, because it was just too much color popping up here with that too. So, but I'll do that off camera, but you saw that in the cinematics. But yeah, as you can see, we are pretty much done with the first station here. And as I said, like I really, really love when we sort of got all these colors into it, and then basically just putting in these super nice Viking wall decoration stone trims, which are amazing. And then we are just going over to the other station build, and we are just extending it a little bit to fit the other, but the interior inside it is different. Like every station has a different kind of interior, like in that way of like you going in and you go onto the slide, but the roofs here are pretty much the same. It just goes on in a long building situation here, as you can see, but it kind of works, and I don't mind it at all. And sometimes you just gotta go for it and don't overthink stuff, because that's where you're starting to doubt yourself. Like, if you have a goal, go for it and make it done. Like, you know, and as I say, don't hesitate. Just keep on building, because it's mainly at the end when you are done with the build that you can kind of judge it and see, what do I need to add here? What can I do to make it better? Or is there something I need to remove to make it less busy and stuff like that, you know? So, but at the same time, building these stations also kind of like got me more into the Polynesian kind of architecture, and also playing around with these statues more. And I think this station I built here for this guy here is better than the two others, and that's mainly how things always work in this game. Like, every time you build something first and you keep on going into this theme, you'll eventually be like have something that is way better than what you started building at first. And that's how you kind of like evolve your building skills and building techniques, and you get better at it too, because you learn the pieces, you use more pieces and all that. So it's very like, it's super important that you just don't like give up in the way of building something, because yeah, don't do that, because it's time consuming as well to start all over, and it's just a big thing for you to keep on going if you are really focused on something, and eventually it'll look nice and you'll get there. Trust me, I have built so many things in Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo, and I intend to do the same thing in this game. As I say, with the tutorials coming up, I am also working on a roof tutorial, which I'm very, very excited for you to share for you guys, because it's going to be some of my best builds so far in Planet Coaster 2, and it's just super exciting. It's always super exciting, because I am going to do a little medieval stuff, a little fantasy stuff for you guys, so you guys can kind of like see how all those things work as well together. But as you can see, we're kind of like mingling and just tweaking some stuff around here for this station here, and I really love that they are different, you know, like it really gives it that Polynesian vibe. I had a lot of other ideas what to add around here, you know, and like I wanted to add a little bit, as I say, water flow. I wanted to add some like Polynesian statues and stuff like that, but I think with the more we build, I will eventually go in and try to create some Moana characters, the Kakamoras. I will make the ship she's sailing on as well, and even maybe check out the Moana 2 yet, which I still haven't, and see if there are some stuff there that I can put into this build as well, you know. So we have lots of options still, and I have still lots more stuff to come, like flat rise, we have food courts, we have our log flume, and there's just a lot of things that we eventually can do. And yeah, that's the fun part about building in this game. So as you can see, we are slowly moving towards the end game here of the stations, and now we're basically just going to add the last pieces that we want to, and kind of like integrate the foliage and like a little bit of greenery, the lush areas that we intend to do around here. And as soon as we do that, everything just looks a lot better, you know. And I don't know if I will upload any of these to the workshop, but the first build you saw me do will be on the workshop. So if you guys need that, the code and everything should be in the description. But yeah, we are just doing some rock formations in the back here, placing down some palm trees, a little bit of Bengal bamboo, and just getting it all done nicely here. And then afterwards we can duplicate it and do some, as you can see, some ivy strips here on this as well. And then we'll just duplicate it all the way around, so we kind of like get it integrated into this little zone of activities, you know. So super exciting, and it's just right next to the river, or the lazy river, so we kind of like have these two things integrated with each other now. And that's what I like about building this different stuff, because eventually you'll just have everything combined, and that's what it's all about. We're putting in some fencing here. I thought this kind of Viking Yeti here platform kind of works well for fencing, especially in this sort of theme. So that's kind of like what we went with. And then we are finishing it off with making some custom signs. When I have like a decent, maybe 8 or 9 custom signs for you guys, I will eventually upload them all to the workshop as a little sign pack is how you can say so. And I think it's gonna be super cool, because I really enjoyed making these signs here. It's the first time I think that I've actually enjoyed making some signs, you know. So yeah, it's very awesome. And if you have any suggestions to what you would like to see in Moana Waterpark as the things I've mentioned, let me know in the comments down below, guys. I am super excited for this project, and I hope you guys are too, because we still got lots more to come. But if there's anything you want me to kind of like prioritize more, let me know in the comments, and I will do for you. As I say, I'm working hard on making some more tutorials for you guys, and the next one, as I say, is my roof tutorial, and that's going to be quite amazing, because I have found some great pieces that works for custom roofs. And as you guys know, in Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo, my go-to was custom roofs that I really like to do. So hopefully we can do the same in this game. But besides that, guys, this is the sign I'm doing for this little area here. I'm calling it the Mini Lagoon, and I'm saving some of the good names for some of the more intricate slides that we're gonna do in another video. So yeah, we are putting this here, and then we're adding in some different names like the Splash Dash, the Cheeky Tumble, and all those kind of cool names. And then afterwards we're moving over to the other slide I did, and we're doing kind of like the same sort of thing, where we do another sign, and afterwards we are just having fun. And yeah, you can see Cheeky Tumble, Splash Dash, Island Splash, and then we're calling it the Mini Lagoon, because I feel like Mini Lagoon kind of works very well here with these sort of small little slides to the toddlers. And yeah, as I say, we will eventually add some sunshades and all that stuff too, all the way around the park when we are kind of done with our areas. And also the wave pool, we need a log flume as well for a dog ride. And yeah, just all of it just is amazing, guys. So I really hope you enjoyed the video and these little tips and tricks that I provide to you guys along the way while I build here. And let me know what you guys want to see next. Subscribe for more content as well, because as I say, there is plenty more coming your way. And join the Discord if you want to be with fellow Planet Coaster builders, because we are a nice community with about 350 people. So there's a lot more stuff too happening in there. We also have Blueprint Bonanzas on my Twitch stream, where we are looking at community creations. And eventually next year, when people have finished their bigger projects, we will do park tours and coaster spotlights as well. But in any case, hope you all have a great day and enjoy the first days of Christmas here. And I will see you in my next video. So yeah, take care everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.